So, in continuation to December 2024 question paper analysis, we are going to see question number 2B. So, Astama Limited manufactures three products P, Q, and R, which are similar in nature and are usually produced in production runs of 100 units. Product P and R require both machine hours and assembly hours, whereas Q requires only machine hours. So, we have to note this point which product requires what kind of has. So the overhead incurred by the company during the first quarter of 24-25 orders under machine department expenses, assembly department expenses, setup cost, stores receiving cost, order processing and dispatch, inspection and quality control cost. So the data related to the three products during the period orders under units produced and sold, machine has worked, assembly has worked. So direct labor has, assembly has in the sense here direct labor has, customers order executed in numbers, number of requisition raised. So this all relating to cost drivers. So what is cost driver? So based on one activity that the cost will change. So that is said to be cost driver. Say for example, if number of requisition is changed to 40 from 40 to 39, my requisition cost will differ, right? So that is called cost driver. So this data are cost drivers. So this relates to an activity based costing person. So calculate the cost driver rate that are used for tracing the appropriate amount of overage to the respective products. So in the question they have clearly mentioned you have to calculate cost driver rate. So you have to prepare one tableau column for calculating cost driver rate. So many of the students will calculate directly, but in this question they have particularly asked for cost driver rate. So the marks will be segregated. Out of 7 marks, at least 3 marks will be allotted for calculating cost driver rate. Then they have asked to prepare a statement showing details of overhead cost allocated to each product using activity based costing. So they have asked to prepare a statement. So like each product wise statement they have asked. So let's prepare that. So first I need to calculate cost driver rate. So computation of cost driver rate. So here my cost pool. First they have given machine department expenses 18,48,000. So machine department expenses 18,48,000. This is my cost. So my cost driver will be for machine department expenses, my cost driver will be machine hours, right? Usually it will be machine hours. So machine hours. So how many machine hours I have? 30 plus 48 plus 54. 30,000 plus 48,000 plus 54,000. So total machine hours 1,32,000. So my cost driver rate will be 18,48,000 divided by 1,32,000. So 14 rupees will be my cost driver rate. Then assembly department expenses. So 6,72,000. So this is based on assembly hours. So total as 15 plus 27. So assembly has 15 plus 27. That is 672 divided by 42,000. So 16 rupees. Then we are setup cost 90,000. So this is based on production runs. Always remember this cost is based on number of production runs. So how many production runs are there? We need to know that. So here we need to know how many production runs are there. So in one run, we can produce 100 units. So they have mentioned in usually produced in production runs of 100 units. So in one run, I can produce 100 units. So for producing the 15,000 units, I require 150, right? So number of production runs. So in one run, I can produce 100 units. So then for P, I produce 15,000, right? So 15,000 divided by 100, that means 150. So for Q, how many units we produce? 12,000. So 12,000 divided by 100. So 120. Here will be 18,000 units. So 18,000 divided by 100. So 180. So my total will be 450 production runs. So my total production runs is 450. So 90,000 divided by 450, 200 rupees. My cost driver rate will be 200 rupees. Then coming to stores receiving cost, 1,20,000. Always stores receiving cost will pertains to stores requisition. So number of requisitions. Forty plus 30 plus 50. So 40 plus 30 plus 50. So 120. So 1,000 will be my cost driver rate. Order processing and dispatch 1,80,000. So order processing is based on customer order executed. So order processing and dispatch. That is 1,80,000. This is based on number of orders executed. 1,250 plus 1,000 plus 1,500. So totally 3,750 customer orders executed. So my cost driver rate 1,80,000 divided by 3,750. So 48 rupees. Inspection and quality control cost 36,000. So this will be based on number of production runs again. So inspection quality run will be based on number of production runs. That is 450. So 80 will be my cost driver rate. So my total overheads comes to 29,46,000. So now we have prepared first statement. Now we need to prepare overheads for PQR. So second statement is relating to statement showing overheads allocation. So we are going to prepare overhead allocation for product P, Q, and R. So all this cost will be segregated now product wise. So P, Q, R. So here I already calculated cost driver rate. So 14. So here we need to multiply with number. That is here machine hours, right? So 14 into 30,000. Then 14 into 40,000. 54 into. So here we have already calculated 14 as my cost driver rate. So number of hours is machine hours. That is 30,000 into 14, 48,000 into 14, and 50,000 into 14. So number of machine hours into cost driver rate. So total should match with my overall total. So remember to check once again. So 4,20,000, 6,72,000. So here 54,000, sorry, 54,000 into 14. So 18,48,000. So setup cost. So setup cost I have calculated 16 rupees as my 200 rupees as my cost driver. So here I already calculated this one, right? 150, 120, 180. So based on that, we have to multiply 200 into 150, 200 into 120, 200 into 180. So 90,000. Then assembly cost. So assembly cost we have calculated 16 rupees. So 16 rupees for 15 and 27. 16 into 15,000. 15 into 27,000. So you just have a note of this. This should match. This total should match with this one. So stores receiving cost. So cost driver is 1,000 into number of stores requisition, right? So number of stores requisition 40, 30, and 50. So 40, 30, and 50. So total will be 1,20,000. So order processing. So number of orders executed 1,250, 1,000, and 1,500. So 48 into 1,250, 48 into 1,500, 1,000. 48 into 1,500. Then inspection. This is also based on requisition production runs. So 150 into 80 rupees, 120 into 80, 180 into 80. So total will be 29,46,000. So this also will match with that total overheads. So that's it. Our cost summary allocation, overhead allocation summary is over. So usually what will happen? We need to calculate total for each and every product. So that makes very simple. So our overhead total because in question they have asked what overhead costs allocated to each product. So now I can easily see 8,02,000 overhead cost is allocated to P and 7,83,600 for Q. So this total is also very important for us to get the full marks.